So, last week was again another surprise here. We had a lot of massive showings here from like Houston that with Dreamer, which I recorded that after Dreamer joined the team, so it really kind of made the picking there a little like unfair, I guess. I did get 16 points for the week, heading out of week 1 and going into week 2 here. Friday, we started off with 2 simple matches. London easily going to get 3-0'd by Dallas. With picking up Pine, we're going to be able to see him on the hit scan and just shredding London on his own pretty much. But then you also have Fearless, and London really has nothing. Gladiators, I think they're going to go 3-1 just because Titans are prone to winning a map and then just losing regardless of the meta that they're playing. Can't get those free breadsticks with the map 5. Saturday, Houston's going to do the same thing Dallas did, picking up Dreamer. There's going to be pulling pretty well there. And again, London is just looking really weak, as they have been. And so, Houston's definitely going to be looking strong. Not the strongest they've looked, but they're definitely not going to be all that bad. Shock Defiant, I think it's going to be 3-1. Shock just has the versatility in Super Smurf and Choi. Easily the 3 best tanks in the league. 3 of the best tanks in the league. And you also have Sato with his big old bottle of Coke. Could give him the advantage there a little bit, but I don't see Shock losing this match against the Defiant. Atlanta and Gladiators, I do see Atlanta pulling the victory over the Gladiators, just because the Gladiators have just been pretty unimpressive this year so far, and Reigns pull off a lot of really good showings. They haven't been able to pick up kills when they need to, but I feel like they're going to be able to do that against the Gladiators. Sunday, Defiant in Houston. I'm going to give it to Houston just because Toronto, they look strong, but I feel like that Houston's definitely a stronger team, and they're definitely going to take over a lot of that match, I should say. Now, Atlanta and Vancouver, clearly Atlanta's going to win this, but again, no free breadsticks. Shock and Fuel, I am going to give this to, I actually am going to flip it to the Fuel because of Pine just being able to outdo the hit scan of the Shock. Even with Violet switching over to play McCurry, I don't think that he's going to be able to outdo Pine. And that's going to give Dallas a huge upper hand in the matchup, which will lead to Dallas winning in a close match. The East region, we're starting off Shanghai in LA. Shanghai's going to win this. It's pretty clear. They looked really strong last week. But again, Shanghai's one of those teams that they're the best, but they can also be beaten quite often. APAC is usually a close field regardless, and you never really know what's going to happen. So, hey, LA could even sweep Shanghai. Who knows? But I am going to give it a 3-1 to the Dragons. And Seoul going 3-1 against New York. Gesture, I think, is a really strong main tank and is going to be able to do well in this meta. We saw a lot of double shield, and he proved that he was a pretty good Orisa throughout all of his time on the league. So I feel like they're going to be really well on the Orisa comps, as well as just playing double bubble. New York pulled a surprising 3-0 against Fusion, and I think they're going to continue that momentum, even though they're going to lose to Seoul. I am thinking that they're going to kind of rebuild that momentum going into the Valiant match. Easily 3-0ing them. Seoul and Shanghai, that's where I'm a little iffy on. I do got to give it to Seoul, though, because Seoul is just they have that versatility that I don't feel like the Shanghai Dragons do. Shanghai did just pick up another player. I can't think of their name off the top of my head right now, but I don't really know how that's going to play into their matches. But I am still going to give it to Seal. And those are the predictions for week 2. The league is looking crazy as ever for this tournament, and hopefully we'll be able to see some upsets.